Now, something that you do not need to accumulate as hazardous waste at the University of Florida are empty containers which once held a hazardous chemical. As long as the container meets the EPA's definition of empty, then an empty bottle, an empty jug, an empty box, whatever, is just garbage that may be disposed of or recycled in any normal trash can or recycling bin. The first thing you have to ask yourself is, did this empty container ever hold any of the P-listed chemicals that are highlighted in my waste management guide? The P-listed chemicals are all highlighted in your hazardous waste management guide. They are in bold print, and the chemical names all have asterisks next to them. If your empty container held any of these chemicals, you need to rinse out the container at least 3 times with water, collect all of that rinsate as a liquid hazardous waste, and only then are you allowed to move on. Let's assume for now that you've emptied out a container of something that is not P-listed. For example, this solvent mixture. The next thing you have to do is make sure that any residual amount still in the container, any drops of liquid still clinging to the bottom, or any crystallized small crusty amounts in the container, that amount must represent less than 3% of the total volume that the container once held. For most commonly sized containers that you will be using in a laboratory setting, this is fairly easy to do. As long as you're only talking about a few drops in the bottom, it will probably be less than 3% of the total volume of the container. The last thing you have to do now is empty the bottle out as best as you can. To do this, simply take the cap off of your container, attempt to pour those last few drops into one of your waste containers, place the empty container in a plastic bag-lined cardboard box, and once your box is full, it may be sealed up and disposed of in any normal trash receptacle, such as the dumpster behind your building.